Read the clues to determine where to place each digit in the boxes below. The value of the 1 is 1 times 1 over 100, or 1 times 100th. Pause the video. When you have completed the answer, unpause the video to reveal the answer. We know that any number times 1 equals that number. So if I have 1 times 2, it equals 2. If I have 1 times 10, it equals 10. Here I have 1 times 100th. 1 times 100th equals 100th. To write 100th as a decimal, I would write 0.01. This is the ones place, this is the tenths place, and this is the hundredths place. So this would be 100th. So the 1 should be here. The value of the 2 is 1,000 times greater than the value of a 2 that is equal to 2 times 100. Pause the video, solve the answer, unpause the video to see if you are correct. The value of the 2 is 1,000 times greater than the value of a 2 that is equal to 2 times 100. So we know we're going to be placing a 2 somewhere in our number. First, we find out what is the value of 2 times 100. 2 multiplied by 100 is 200. Now we have to find out what is 1,000 times greater than that value. We multiply 200 times 1,000. This is a mental math problem. When you have two numbers that both end in all zeros, you can count the number of zeros at the end of both numbers and combine them. In this case, we have a total of 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we multiply 1 times 2, and we get 2. This gives us the number 200,000. To place our comma, we count from the right to the left 3 spaces, and we put in a comma. The 2 is in the 100,000 place value. So we place the 2 in the 100,000s place. Click Next Problem. The value of 3 is 3 times 10. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video to see if you are correct. Three times 10 equals 30. The 3 is in the tens place, so we're going to place a 3 in the tens place. Click Next Problem. The value of the 4 is 1,000th of the value of the 4 in 2,468. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video to check your answer. The value of the 4 is 1,000th the value of the 4 in 2,468. Let's write that number down, 2,468. Right now, the 4 is in the hundredths place. We want to figure out what is 1,000th of that value. When we move over to the right, we decrease the value by a tenth. So when we move from the hundredths place to the tenths place, we're moving over 1/10 the value. If we do that again, we're going from the tenths place to the ones place. We've decreased it again by a tenth. If we do that again, we've decreased it again a tenth. And 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. And 10 times 10 times 10 equals 1,000. So moving over 3 places gives us a value that is 1,000th of the value of the 4. Now what place is that? Because I don't have anything written here. Well, the 4 is in the hundredths place, the 6 is in the tenths, the 8 is in the ones place. I'm going to have to add a decimal point here, and then this is the tenths place, and that is where the 4 would go. Click Next Problem. The value of the 5 is 10 times greater than the value of the 5 in the tens place of 58 and 755 thousandths. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. The value of the 5, so we're going to be writing a 5, is 10 times greater than the value of the 5 in the tens place of 58 and 755 thousandths. So we have to figure out which of these 5s is in the tens place. Well, it's the first one. So we have 58.755. So we're talking about the first 5, and we want to know what is 10 times greater than this. Well, 10 times greater would be moving over 1 place value. That would be multiplying by 10. So that would be right here, and that would be the hundredths place. So you should be putting a 5 in the hundredths place. Click Next Problem. The value of the 6 is 10,000 times greater than the value of the 6 in the ones place of 96 and 256 thousandths. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. The value of the 6 is 10,000 times greater than the value of the 6 in the ones place of 96 and 256 thousandths. We're talking about the 6 in the ones place. So here's my number, 96.256. So which 6 am I talking about? I'm talking about this 6. And I want to know which one is 10,000 times greater. So I'm going to have to move a bunch of times, okay? So we're going to be going greater, so that's going to be to the left. So this is 10 times greater, 10 times greater, 10 10 times greater, 10 times greater. So that's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So that was 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So this is the ones place. This is tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So you want to put a 6 in the 10,000s place. All right, click next problem. The value of the 7 is 1/10 of the value of the 7 in the hundredths place of 7,911 and 1700ths. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. The value of the 7 is 1/10 of the value of the 7 in the hundredths place of 7,911 and 1700ths. We're talking about the number 7, and it's 1/10 of the value of the 7 in the hundredths place. So which 7 are we talking about? We're talking about the rightmost 7. So I'm going to write this number bigger. Talking about this 7. And we want to know what is 1/10 of this value. 1/10. So this means we're going to be moving over one space to the right. Because every time we move to the right, it's 1/10 of the value. Now the 1 is in the tenths place, this is the hundredths place, and then this is the thousandths place. So you should write a 7 in the thousandths place in your answer. Click next problem. The value of the 8 is 1,000th of the value of the 8 in the thousandths place of 8,008 and 91 thousandths. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. The value of the 8 is 1,000th of the value of the 8 in the thousandths place of 8,008 and 91 thousandths. So first write down the number. We're talking about the 8 in the thousands place, which is our first 8. We want to know what the value would be if it was 1,000th of its original value. So we're going to have to decrease this. If we move over one place value, we've decreased it by 1/10. If we move over again, we decrease it by another 1/10. If we do that one more time, we have decreased it by another 1/10. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. So 1, a digit or 8 in the ones place, is worth 1,000th of the value it would be in the thousandths place. So you want to put an 8 in the ones place. Click next problem. The value of the 9 is 100 times greater than the value of the 9 in the tens place of 1,021,095 and 9 thousandths. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. The value of the 9 is 100 times greater than the value of the 9 in the tens place of 1,021,095 and 9 thousandths. So we're looking for the 9, and it's the 9 in the tens place that we're going to start off with. So I have to rewrite this number, it's kind of big. Okay, and we're talking about the 9 in the tens place, which is right here, and we're going to go 100 times greater. So one space to the right is 10 times greater. We go again, that's another 10 times greater, and 10 times 10 is 100. So this location right here, which is the thousands place, is 100 times greater. And so your 9 is going to go in the thousands place. So your final answer is 269,538 and 417,000. Well done.